Greetings. This is the Bloody Mary Show, and let me show you the other side of my hometown. Welcome to New Orleans, a city of music, magic, and an underbelly of partying and vice and swamp magic. It's all here, plus good food. But all in all, the things that we're known for, we should be remembered as survivors. For there are disasters at every turn, and crime. You must walk a fine tightrope here in order to survive. But our spirits seem to, for we've always been called the most haunted town in America. But we weren't always American now. We are a port town on the physical plane and a portal on the spiritual one. New Orleans also had the highest mortality rate for 2 centuries. Lots of death. Balanced, however, with lots of life. It's still that way today. Follow me through my hometown, where my bloodline has been for 300 years. I have been touring you for 30 years, and I've been teaching you how to spiritually connect with the other side for even longer. Let me help connect you to the heart and soul of New Orleans. The spirit of place is waiting. Sacred sites are right here. Oh, there's connection, and there's healing in that connection, especially down deep to the swamp magic, and we visit the ancestors. And I give you ideas and ways to help connect better with your loved ones. I am Voodoo Queen in the tradition of New Orleans Voodoo, which is the style that Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau did. I follow in her footsteps and teach you along the way. So many movies have been made right here in my hometown. I'm going to try to clear up fantasy from reality, show you what we really do and what the spirits drumming have to say. For the dead, singing your prayers is all part of ritual, but so is quiet contemplation, feeding the ancestors. And hi, it's Bloody Mary, and I'm here at home. My home is a haunted home. My house is a haunted house. My house is my voodoo house. My house came with spirits. I took my work home with me, and I have a haunted collection. Now, over the years, much of that haunted collection has trickled its way over to my haunted museum, but it was all once here. And it was much easier to differentiate the spirits and who and where they came with when I took certain items out. And we'll explore some of those items one by one when we do shows inside my haunted museum. But right now I am at home. I'm in my main voodoo temple. I'm with my little Marie Laveau to the right. I am a voodoo priestess in the tradition of New Orleans voodoo, the style of Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau, who is my spirit guide, who is my matet or guardian angel, you might say. And I will follow in her footsteps. Both of us were born and raised here. In fact, my great-grandma and grandma lived across the street on St. Anne, where she grew up, where she was born, where she died. So there's lots of connections, I suppose, when you try to find them. But anyway, she found me, I found her, we found each other. There's lots of spirit activity in this town. We were once known as America's most haunted city. And I guess we still are. It's been like that for a long time. So we recorded it earlier, and we're way below that Bible Belt. So there wasn't as much fears here. And yes, there was voodoo. I say I do voodoo paranormal because I use old school and new school. And I'm nice to the spirits. I feed them. I take care of them. I give them things that they liked in life. That is part of the voodoo traditions. I treat them like people because, hey, guess what? They are people. They may be dead, but they're still your family. So there's an ancestral altar in the back over there. There's a voodoo rada altar, the cool spirits over here. The Petro side is right in front, right where we're gathered around. The New Orleans side, let me see if I can, that's that back there. That is the ancestral altar where you see the mirror, the mort up top, the gede below. That over there, I can't point. Anyway, that's the Rada altar with their Catholic equivalents. And let's see if I can topsy-turvy this around for you. This is the Petro or Congo. Now, I'm also an official Yaya Nakisi Malango in the Congo religion. I am Voodoo Queen in New Orleans tradition. I am Haitian Voodoo Mambo Asagwe. I'm Mambo Asagwe in Haitian Voodoo. I'm Mama Isi of the river, a river priestess. Born and raised New Orleans Catholic, and I am studied and trained in the art of Qigong, a night priest in that tradition that many of the Tibetan monks use for healing, because I am a healer. I am a shaman, and I am a necrotherapist. Somebody gave me that title because I am here for spirit rights. I believe that they were here first, and I do believe that they have great things to teach and share to us if we listen and approach without fear and without foolishness. However, they were here first. They woke me up first. So I followed the lead in the synchronicities. Many of us are called, very few listen. So I'm going to tell you a ghost story about here. I have some stuff because some of you like some of the modern paranormal instruments, which I use and balance in with psychic abilities. This is a REM pod, which lets you know when something goes through it. And obviously, I just went through it. Please stop. And I'm going to put it back over here where you can see it a little. Let me try to see that you can see, Marie. Where you can see it. Can you see it there? When it goes off again. Now reset. Thank you very much. Stop. I have a K2. I hate K2s. But they have a similar idea that the lights will go up when something of interferes in its path. The more electromagnetic energy changes, the more it will light up, the more dots. So show them. You're not supposed to put it close to any other electric devices. And with the theory that spirits made out of electromagnetic energy, it should be able to see when that changes or gives a spike. So have that on the side. I have a little bitty mini ghost box. I'm going to try an experiment. I don't know if it'll work. The Estes method, but with you asking the questions. And, interestingly enough, the questions will be after because this is recorded for you to be live. But I want you to pause here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to pause right before we start the Estes method. Write down your questions. Write down numbers of the questions to see if any of the answers that come through will work. And this is assuming that the dimension of time has something to do with this. Is there a time slip? Is it that we can, see into the future? Here, the answer is no. The questions to ask, who knows? But we're going to experiment because that is paranormal. I believe in the paranormal. I believe in the supernatural. But there is a lot of natural reasons that maybe we have not found for some of these things. I believe the spirit worlds will still communicate with you. And each has a preferred method. Sometimes you hear, sometimes you see, sometimes you feel. It's not just about what you can do or how good of a psychic you are. It's not always about that. It's about both sender and receiver's abilities. Sometimes the spirit only wants to reach out to one person for a particular reason and not the other, so not everybody gets the same thing. So there's a lot of different reasons out there, and I have been woken in the middle of the night in this place with so many things. Everybody wants to know what's your scariest experience. Well, I've had, 10,000 experiences, and I'm going to actually tell you my scariest on this show. So listen in. I'm going to call forth a guest to come into my way tonight or tomorrow and add them in here. Right now, it's just me and the spirits in my haunted house. I have 3 different locations that are permanent locations that I researched for years in. So there's the House of Brie Laveau. There's my personal house, which of course I've been in the longest. There's my haunted museum and voodoo shop in the French Quarter. So I have 3 regular locations, plus cemeteries and lots of historic sites. So right now we are here, me and Marie, at my voodoo temple, my cabildo, which means house, my voodoo house, and La Spiritus Verde, the spirit of truth, where I am Queen Mother in my house. Now, I had to think about my life, Sometimes you just got to do that. What my gifts are. I mean, I know I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, a ghost hunter, I'm a great storyteller, I'm a historian, a lover of my hometown. But what do I do? I do healings for the living and dead, but what have I done over the years? I've got, 100,000 people that I have touched that have opened a door to explore more than just what they were told, whether it's religiously or spiritually. I open the way. I show how to walk without fear and how you don't have to hide these things that you have and how they're natural. So many people want to be known and good at what they do, but they don't want anybody to know. You can't have both. So I teach people to come out of the closet, you might say, and I open the way. So like a true mystery school, that is my job, to touch you and to show you that is more. Not to force you, not even to convert you, just to open those opportunities to make you question your own reality. The Maya. Let me help you there. So I'm not one that likes a lot of static in ghost boxes, but there's this little ghost box, the S box. It's easy to carry, and you could put it into these noise-canceling headphones. Now, I don't have to put the noise-canceling headphones on if there's no one here to hear the questions. So I'm going to have you now take a break, get ready, get your pencil, and write questions. I'm going to say question. When I say question, we're going to get the answer. I will ask no questions. This is your question, okay? Or 3 questions. Now, normally, I have the noise-canceling headphones. I have another person that is here. I have these on my head, or they have these on their head, and they can't hear the questions, but they get the answers. There is no need to put these on if only you or the spirits here have a question. If that comes through, go for it. So I'm going to turn this on, which of course randomly sweeps through a variety of different radio channels. It's scanning FM. Question 1, please write it down. In the meantime, I'll put this on. Question 1, give us an answer, please, Spirit, so Spirit Guides open the way. Question 1. Personal apology. Okay, that's your answer. Now, the people out there are going to ask a question. This would be question 2. Please give us an answer, oh Spirit Box. Spirit Guide to open the way, Butler Valet, help us today. Question 2. Question 2. All right. I will hear that when I replay. Question 3. What is the answer for question 3? Question 3. And it's 3. Thank you. Said 3 questions. So that's the amount of questions they wanted. I'll talk to you later. A lot of the spirits don't like electronics, and a lot of them work very well through electronics. The idea is they jump on the back of a radio wave and they can talk through it, or maybe even if it is just like bibliomancy through different messages through the radio. But I get them to say quite a lot of things that you can't say on radio. So there's a test. We did a ghost hunt here a few days back with a co-ghost hunter friend, and we get the F word. Yeah, yeah. And that's how we know it's not on radio. Plus, it's kind of funny. And spirits have a sense of humor. They only don't want to talk about that. They like to talk about the things they like in life. In sessions, I always say, share the dirt. If we're mediumship, they want to hear about the family, they want to hear about your life. They might want to hear about some of the fun stuff, not only the which is part of it. I see spirits where their spirit or soul has grown now when I see them. So I don't have the fear because I see the potential. I'm a glass half full kind of gal and kind of spirit. So I see them for where they can and help them to rise to that occasion as they help you rise to that occasion. So I don't see the blood and gore of their death or the tubes up their nose or their Alzheimer's that they can't
think of anything, but their healing progress after. And this is where you can help and they can help you. It is a mutual thing. So in this room, I hear things, I see things, things get moved around. And we call the spirits, they come through and down. You see this potomaton. If I move myself with the bottles, that is the center post, the potomaton. The spirits enter and exit through there. Open the way, Papa. And we walk around counterclockwise as we spin and give the offerings to the spirits. They dead are hungry and dead are thirsty. And the spirits love spirits, and rum is the preferred choice. Light a candle, give us some rum. Smoke a cigar. Incense. Give them the things they like in life and feed them. Again, they are hungry. They like the things they like then, but this room wasn't always set up this way. I always had my altar. But after Katrina, there was a reason that I moved this. There was a reason that I called in Papa Edgar, my 80-year-old, I guess, grandfather in Voodoo from Haiti, to make this blessed, a blessed overflow, and baptize a center post. That's on this side. That is my New Orleans Voodoo. On the other side of that room is my bed. That means my head is lined up with that center post intentionally. Spirits enter and exit that. I do a lot of work in my sleep, remote work as a healer, and astral travel quite a lot to deal with the spirits. So that is an important piece, and it's protective as well. But I moved it all in line for a particular reason, and that is equaled with the scariest thing that's ever happened to me here. But for that, we shall change rooms. So we're going to leave Muddy, and we're going to go to the bedroom to see what I'm talking about. I have protections in my hallway. Seeing Expedite, Immortals, and go to my bedroom, which we have said before. Do you think this is the most haunted area? Door number 1. Door number 2, by the mirrors. Door number 3, by the bathroom and adjoining room. Door number 4, by the curtains in the corner. And my bed is here. My head is there. The center post behind that door. Let's explore. You vote. Well, you know, the answer to my most haunted spot truly might be the bed, but that's only because I'm sleeping in it. There are lots of different activities that occur in here all over the place, but a lot of them in the bed. And there's a lot of times some people get in my bed that aren't my husband, and I'm not talking about the fleshy kind. Usually you roll over and kind of just check. And my husband usually has insomnia, and he's in bed after me, so I know when he gets in the bed, and sometimes I check, and sometimes it ain't him. But anyway, that is not the scariest thing that happens. Those are commonplace things that I don't even bat an eye at. I've had all kinds of experiences in here. I suppose the most commonplace is that one, which is by the curtain, which is by my side of the bed. Door number 4, over there, by my side of the bed. Generally, right here is the least. Only had one thing happen here. It was kind of funny and scary at the same time, and interesting, but that's not the one that I'm going to say rates. I have this K2 in my hand. I have the REM pod now over by the mirror. You can see the little tiny red light by the white lady lying down. And maybe that'll go off, because that is the story I'm going to tell you now. before I reset my cabildo, my temple, my humpha, to have the center post in the middle right over there on the other side where my bed now lies. My bed used to be over there where the mirrors are. I got 8 feet of water in this house, which went all the way up to the tippy top step outside, and then it receded. I didn't own the house then. I did a minimal amount of gutting or downstairs, and it laid empty for years until I purchased the place and opened it all back up. However, it took me 6 months to get back in my house, and my bed was still over there. At that point, my side of the bed was here, not up against the wall that you see, the coat rack behind me. And I would sleep more on the outside, even way back then, 18 years ago. My husband still had insomnia, and I was in bed one night, and it was right after we got back in the house, so about 6 months after Katrina, which, by the way, was in 2005, August 29th, 2005, so early 2006. I lay down in my bed to go to sleep, and I knew something got in. I don't know if I heard it, felt it, but I knew. And I turned over, and I stared directly into its eyes as it stared back to me, but there were no eyes. Something had crawled up from the gutted apartments below that got the 8 feet of water, and it blubbed up on the bed, started crawling towards me like a blob or worse. Now, it saw me, I saw it. Again, no eyes were involved, but we knew. And I knew that if it touched me, that was the end. And that was the only time I got up and ran. The very next day, I moved the whole room around. I did major cleansings to try to stop whatever was below from getting back up here. Ammonia, by the way, is cheap and effective to get rid of nasty things. So I cleansed the area with that. Step number 1. Step number 2, I moved the bed over here. I rearranged and rebaptized all the elements in that humpha up front, and did so with the assistance of many other voodoo priests and mambos and hungans that came here. Reset this up. Now, I had altars all over the house. I still do. But that is the main focus of all of them. There's extra wards or guards under the bed, at the windows, and all around. But I no longer sleep in that corner. Many people are drawn to there, and they feel something that they can't describe. And that's exactly what this was. This was not a demon. This was not a ghost per se. This was something more primordial. It's very similar to what we call a haint here in New Orleans. And it was like the dark side running free here. All I did for 3 years was banishings and exorcisms on people, places, and things, pretty much starting after that night. It was 3 years before we could transform it to have any semblance of balance that we needed here. Now, the dark side needs the light, and the light side needs the dark, but the light was gone for a really, really long time. The dark side was growing. Both sides need each other for balance. The dark side was hungry, and we were the food, and it wasn't going to get me. It tried to kill my husband. It tried to kill many people in town, and I think it had a little bit to do with our lovely spirits, Zach and Addie, downtown. I've been aware of them since that day that happened in 2006. In the hunt of this haints. Anybody that died quickly or abruptly, their soul was thought to be in shock, and they're stuck here, close to our physical plane with us, to the terrestrial plane. Somehow they make it their way out into the swamps, and these entities, these haints, they're kind of like a mass entity. They coagulate into a hive being. They reek of slime and moss. They jump on passersby and suck out their energy like a psychic vampire. And sometimes folklore is real. And Katrina was one of those times. New Orleans was 80% swamp historically. And at Katrina, we were 80% swamp again. It rode through the waters, and it clung on where there was life. There was very little life and laughter in town for many years. So which way is the most spirit activity? The rods know. They always know. But no, I'm not afraid. I knew to get out that night, and it, we resettled itself. It was all over the place. It was not pretty. I had help from people all over the world, different traditions, different religions, different mysticism, all helping remotely from different spots to send energy, to revitalize, to restart the spirit, the heart of New Orleans, which definitely had been pulled under. Other than that, this is my bedroom, and a lot of spirits would be here because when I'm asleep, when I'm quiet, when I do my astral work, different visitors come by. And I have spirits that came with the house, spirits that come with the things in the house, and sometimes spirits that come with you. I did a lot of my healings here, a few of my weddings here, lots of rituals here. Now I do some at Marie Laveau's house, some at the Haunted Museum, and some here. So I have a spirit entourage that may have something to share. Some that just, are annoying passersby. Some that really have important messages and spirit guides that come through. You never know. I've had everything from a dancing sheet up there, true story. Wasn't a nice sheet either. From a dancing sheet to Mothman, who before I knew who Mothman was, he did come to help heal here in Katrina after a ritual night of begging the spirit world to bring something in. And he was gentle, kissed me on the forehead with his big wings, left his moth-like little, shiny stuff all around, as well as many other things, but all different kinds, as well as regular spirits, and a few that were up to no good, kind of like the world, if you were up to no good, use the same discernment that you do in life with people in the afterlife. Try to be friendly and open at first, be cautious but not afraid, and be friendly. Be friendly. Don't break out the big guns unless you have to, and I guess make sure you have them just in case. Anyway, this is my house, and this is my house. And it's been many other people's houses before. I believe at least 1880 this was built in. So it came with Edward, who was the builder, and many others. But I'm just going to say hi to Edward. And last week, we got in touch with a friend who would come through, and he died on Mardi Gras Day, a local New Orleanian, Charles Gandolfo. I brought his candle out that day, and these are some friends that helped me at the beginning that I learned and apprenticed with, you might say, in New Orleans Voodoo. New Orleans Voodoo is their own entity, and it is filled and surrounded by swamp magic, and that is the spirit of place that we are, our mother, the Mississippi. I am a Mama EC and work for, with, and through the river, and I am a big fan of our dear friend, the alligator, one of my totem animals who I work with here, king of the swamps, traveler to the other side, and protector. So I'm going to show you a little clip of an alligator I ran into just a few days ago in the city park right in the middle of town on a little quiet afternoon. All right, we are not alone in this town. You are not alone where you are. No fear. Open the way. Grow your intuition. Whether you use electronic devices or trust your own, you should try to automatic write. You should try your psychic abilities. We're going to do a seance or two one night with you and see if you have anything. Alive perhaps might be good. Anyway, tell your friends, join in. Anyway, this is Bloody Mary. This is the Bloody Mary Show. I'm here at home. I'm going to conjure up a guest. I'm letting the spirits bring me the people they want me to interview, the people that they want me to talk to you. And if not, then you're stuck with me and the ghosts, and we're all here. See you later. I had to take a little alligator break to ride to the other side, but I'm going to let you decipher a ghost box session with me and the real ghost junkie from last week. Listen in, see what you get, but there's a salutation at the end that's proves it wasn't radio. Cool. Anybody out there have I just like the spirits. Do you have any questions for us? Oh, you must be sick of hearing questions from ghost investigators. What do you have to ask me?
Well,
Something about a devil.
The
That was my whole thing. My first 4 sessions. My thing was to ask everybody, not do you believe in the devil, but like, who is the devil?
It might have said who was the devil. It said something about
We'll hear it on playback. Who is the devil? You tell me. Who is it?
He's about going to be defended.
Well, anyway, screw the devil. Do we have any other messages from the other side that you would like to ask them, to help?
Yeah.
But, so it is possible that one could have followed me here, but not regularly that I know by name. Who's out there, the spirit guide? Do you have something to say? Marie Allen? I don't know Marie Allen, but hi.
How long have you been on the other side?
Here's a question. Why haven't you crossed over? I say to you, why haven't you crossed over? I don't believe there is crossover per se. I think they come back and forth. And that they have choice. So I don't know if we should assume that they haven't crossed over just because they are around us. Many people choose to stay and watch over and guard and help. So is crossing over all it's cracked up to be? What you got to say about that? No response.
What is it? It said something.
Are y'all going to Mardi Gras?
It always says remember every single time.
I don't get a lot of remembers that I remember. We did get 2 fucks the other night.
We did. We got some C words too.
But I mean, here I got. Oh, and I was like, okay, give me the F word, and I walked out, and they got it not once but twice. It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys say the F word?
Then we'll know it's not radio.
Yeah. Please. I think it said
fuck you. Did it say fuck you?
It did.
Well, thank you very much, and fuck you back. Yes.
I appreciate
beep,
that.
Beep,
Thank
that was said with a lot of love.
New Orleans. Thank you for joining the Bloody Mary Show, and I hope you have subscribed to Bloody Mary New Orleans on YouTube, where I will do live investigations, ghost hunting, psychic services, seance, with experts in the field surrounding me in 3 separate locations. Tell your friends. Join us in person when you're in New Orleans at the Haunted Museum. Go to BloodyMaryNewOrleans.com for information on all of our ghost hunting tours and beyond. Remember, when you come to New Orleans, to visit the Haunted Museum in the French Quarter and book your Bloody Mary tour before you get here, because we have small group events, seances, ghost hunts, but tours, including through the cities of the dead. Let me tour you through the heart and souls of my hometown.